come home very much because she was kind of the bossy boss around here, and we just miss our children, man. We had 4 children running around here like.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Detective Mac's channel. Thank you so much for your support and fight for justice. Still on Summer Wells, on a seemingly ordinary evening in Rogersville, Tennessee, 5-year-old Summer Wells disappeared from her home, leaving behind a community shaken to its core. Months have passed, searches have spanned forests and neighborhoods, and countless tips have been investigated, but still her whereabouts remain unknown. Neighbors have spoken, some sharing perspectives that raise more questions than answers, while families continue to grapple with uncertainty and hope. Today, we explore one such perspective, an account from someone who lived nearby, someone whose words challenge the story we think we know. Could the truth really be closer than anyone expects? And more importantly, are we ready to hear it? Sometimes, facing the reality of a disappearance isn't just difficult. It's something most of us simply can't handle. But before we dive into this, kindly subscribe to our channel if you believe in fighting for justice. Because every view, every comment, every subscriber is a stand against silence and a step toward justice. We've just crossed 5,000 subscribers, all because of your support, and we need that same energy to reach 6,000, then 7,000, and then 10,000. So go ahead and drop your fingerprints on that subscribe button, and definitely where you watching from, because wherever you are, the day this vision is fulfilled, I will send my appreciation straight to you. Let's keep building this community that stands and fights for justice together. Summer Wells disappeared on June 15, 2021, from her home in Rogersville, Tennessee, a small town where everyone knew one another. The disappearance of a child so young sent shockwaves through the community and sparked an intense search that spanned neighborhoods, forests, and local waterways. Despite the tireless efforts of law enforcement, search volunteers, and the community, answers remain frustratingly out of reach. Neighbors have shared their own perspectives, some observing unusual behavior or details that raise questions, others expressing fear or frustration at how little information has surfaced. These voices, while varied, paint a picture of a community on edge, uncertain, vigilant, and desperate for clarity. In the coming segments, we will explore the statements from those closest to the case, examine the conflicting accounts, and consider the possibility that the truth may be more complex than it appears. This is a story not just about a disappearance, but about how a small community copes with uncertainty, suspicion, and the weight of unanswered questions. Fred Hill, a neighbor of the Wells family, has been among the most vocal individuals regarding Summer Wells' disappearance. Over the years, he has given multiple interviews and made public statements, suggesting that the full truth of what happened may be hidden from the public. Hill has expressed concern that the community and even some authorities might not be ready to confront certain uncomfortable realities surrounding the case. In one interview, he goes further, claiming to know who may be involved in Summer's disappearance. While these statements have drawn attention, it is important to note that Hill has not presented verified evidence to support these claims. His words, however, have stirred discussion and debate within the community, adding another layer of complexity to an already challenging investigation. This segment highlights the difficulty of separating fact from personal belief in cases like this. While some view his statements as a potential lead, others caution that without clear evidence, such claims may distract from verified investigative work. Don Wells, the father of Summer Wells, has consistently addressed the statements made by Fred Hill, a neighbor who has publicly expressed his beliefs about the circumstances surrounding Summer's disappearance. Don's responses have ranged from confusion to visible frustration, reflecting the emotional strain of a family living under the constant scrutiny of public attention and speculation. During one particularly tense exchange, Don Wells confronted Fred Hill, warning him to stop spreading statements that he considered harmful or misleading. While the confrontation did not escalate further, it drew attention to the high emotions and the profound tension that exists within the neighborhood. For Don, these interactions are not just about defending his family, they are about protecting his daughter's memory and ensuring that the focus remains on finding answers rather than fueling unverified claims. This series of events underscores the complexity of human emotions in cases of missing children. Families are confronted not only with the uncertainty of the disappearance itself, but also with the weight of community reactions, conflicting perspectives, and public discourse. The exchanges between Dawn Wells and Fred Hill illuminate the broader challenge. When fear, grief, and speculation collide, it can be difficult to discern what is helpful, what is harmful, and ultimately what contributes to uncovering the truth. Understanding these dynamics is crucial, as they provide context for the ongoing investigation and highlight the emotional reality for those most affected by Summer's disappearance. The search for truth is rarely straightforward, and in this case it is entwined with human emotion, community scrutiny, and the difficult task of balancing hope with reality. Asterisk: when examining the statements of both Fred Hill and Dawn Wells, a number of differences and contradictions become apparent. Fred Hill has consistently claimed that he knows critical details about Summer Wells' disappearance, yet he has not provided any verified evidence to support these assertions. His statements, while confident, leave many questions unanswered and rely heavily on personal belief rather than substantiated fact. On the other hand, Dawn Wells' responses to these claims have been marked by strong defensiveness. His reactions, while understandable given the emotional context, have sometimes drawn public attention and sparked speculation among observers. This combination of unverified claims and defensive responses has created a complex web of narratives, making it challenging for outsiders to separate fact from perception. By comparing their statements side by side, we begin to see a larger pattern. Both individuals are deeply affected by the ongoing uncertainty surrounding Summer's disappearance, yet their perspectives diverge in ways that complicate understanding. Fred Hill emphasizes hidden truths and community inaction, while Dawn Wells focuses on protecting his family from rumor and speculation. These conflicting narratives illustrate that the truth may be more layered and intricate than it initially appears. For investigators, journalists, and community members alike, it highlights the difficulty of piecing together reliable information when emotion, belief, and limited evidence intersect. In cases like this, careful attention to verified facts and cautious interpretation of statements is essential in moving closer to understanding what truly happened. The disappearance of Summer Wells has left the Rogersville community grappling with a mix of emotions, uncertainty, and concern. Across the neighborhood, reactions have varied widely. Some residents have expressed unwavering support for the Wells family, offering words of encouragement, sharing information, and participating in searches and public awareness efforts. At the same time, other community members have voiced skepticism, raising questions about conflicting statements, rumors, and the behaviors of those involved. These differing viewpoints have contributed to a sense of tension and division, making it increasingly difficult for the public to separate speculation from verified information. This range of reactions underscores the broader challenges faced in high-profile missing person cases. Communities are often caught between empathy and doubt, hope and suspicion. The Rogersville neighborhood reflects these complexities, an environment where support and criticism coexist, and where every comment or observation can carry weight in the ongoing search for answers. Ultimately, this division within the community highlights the difficulty in discerning the truth. It also emphasizes the importance of careful evaluation of evidence and statements, as emotions and opinions can influence perceptions and complicate the path toward clarity. Over the years, numerous theories have emerged regarding the disappearance of Summer Wells. Some suggest the possibility of an accidental event near or around the family home, while others consider the potential of abduction or outside involvement. Each theory has been discussed in media coverage, community conversations, and public forums, reflecting the collective concern and desire for answers. However, it is important to note that none of these theories has been confirmed with definitive evidence. Many rely on conjecture, unverified observations, or incomplete information. This lack of concrete proof has made it increasingly difficult to separate fact from speculation, and it has contributed to the ongoing uncertainty that surrounds this case. The prevalence of theories and speculation also illustrates a common challenge in missing person cases. In the absence of clear answers, narratives can take shape quickly, but they may not reflect the full reality of the situation. Understanding this helps frame the ongoing investigation and highlights the need for careful, evidence-based consideration as the search for Summer Wells continues. As the search for Summer Wells continues, the truth remains out of reach. The conflicting statements from Fred Hill and Don Wells add layers of complexity to an already challenging investigation, leaving both the community and the public with difficult questions that may never be fully answered. Yet, despite the uncertainty and the pain, the efforts to keep Summer's story in the public eye continue. Vigils, searches, and calls for information remind us that a community united in hope can make a difference, even in the face of unanswered questions. Don Wells, the father of Summer Wells, has been at the center of public attention ever since his daughter disappeared. As any parent in his situation would be, Don has faced a range of emotions from grief and fear to frustration and protective instinct. His reactions over time reflect the profound personal impact that a disappearance of this nature can have on a family. From the very beginning, Don has worked tirelessly to find answers. He participated in searches, cooperated with law enforcement, and spoke to the media in hopes of keeping public attention on his daughter's case. Yet alongside these efforts, the public has also witnessed moments of tension, particularly in response to claims made by neighbors or individuals, suggesting they know details about what happened. One of the most notable interactions involved Fred Hill, a neighbor who publicly stated that he had information regarding Summer's disappearance. In response, Don Wells issued warnings, expressing that spreading unverified information could be harmful to the ongoing investigation and to the family. These reactions, while sometimes appearing strong or confrontational, can be understood as the natural response of a father trying to protect his family while navigating a high-profile and emotionally charged situation. Don's responses also underscore the challenge of being a parent under public scrutiny. Every statement he makes is examined, every reaction debated, and every emotional response amplified by media coverage. In a case where facts are scarce and speculation is widespread, maintaining composure while advocating for one's child is an enormous challenge. At the heart of Don Wells' reactions is a desire for clarity and justice. He has consistently emphasized the importance of verified information over rumor, urging anyone with credible leads to come forward to assist law enforcement. His approach highlights the delicate balance families must maintain, remaining vigilant, protecting their privacy, and working with authorities, all while under the pressure of public attention and widespread speculation. This in-depth view of Don Wells' reactions reminds us that behind every missing child case are families navigating grief, uncertainty, and the difficult task of balancing emotion with the search for truth. His perseverance and advocacy reflect the reality that even in the midst of frustration and public scrutiny, the search for answers never stops. In the end, perhaps the hardest truth to accept is that we may never know exactly what happened to Summer Wells. But by remaining vigilant, compassionate, and informed, the search for answers continues, and every piece of information brings us one step closer to understanding her story. If you have any information about Summer Wells' disappearance, please contact the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation at 1-800-TBI-FIND. Your information could help bring clarity and support to her family. If you're drawn to real-life mysteries and investigative stories, you've found your place. Subscribe to Detective Max for in-depth coverage, carefully researched updates, and a closer look at the cases the world is watching. Stay alert, stay informed, and join our community of true crime investigators.